Greenwood to Barcelona and Vitor Roque to Man United swap. It has been broken by Mundo Deportivo, and if at all you know the history of news in Spain, there is no way you really downplay the effect of Mundo Deportivo into this media mainstream transfer news. And here we come to obviously bring you what they've gone ahead to say today about this story in here for you. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Second video of the day, hope two more will come in through later, and obviously to it that we really get the best of the best of what we are really going in through right about now. Roque and David is my name, and welcome back from the game. I know most of you aren't really feeling well about it, but we're here to obviously keep going and really running. That is it, coming in through from that is it coming in through from me, Roque and David, the host of the show. And let's obviously thank God for the gift of life and the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Let's obviously get into the story that is going to be aired out today from Mundo Deportivo. In England, they are discussing the possibility of an exchange between Barcelona and Manchester United for Vitor Roque and Greenwood. Now, one will ask, who is Vitor Roque? Vitor Roque is like a 19-20-year-old Brazilian player that was signed for 40 million euros from Atletico Paranaense, and he joined in January. They signed him in the summer, but he joined in January because of the financial fair play rules, and they never wanted to break them. That is the side of Barcelona. Then he has been here since January, and 6 months down the road, the player doesn't want to obviously be playing for Barcelona anymore because it feels like he's not being utilized to the fullest by the manager of Barcelona, that is Xavi Hernandez. So that's what you're really having here about this, and that is the guy you see put donned into a Barcelona jersey, and that is Greenwood. Now, for me, or in my perspective, I've come out with the narrative that we want money for Greenwood. We want money for Greenwood. If you know how this stuff of the transfer window acts and how you violate the rules, is simple. It rotates on profits. You have to spend a certain percentage of the profit of the money that you make. So if you are to do what we call a swap, will it reflect well? You get? As for now, he's not that kind of striker that I think we should get in the club of Man United. I think if he's being valued for 40 million pounds, he's still struggling. He came from Brazil. He's a very good striker, but I think his treatment at Barcelona might obviously result into him not really hitting the ground running. He'll need some more time to obviously coming through and really conquer. But I tell you, Mason Greenwood has gone ahead to play some good games at Getafe, and you've gone ahead to see the results yourself. Greenwood is the talk about town. You get? We are talking about a player who very many teams are really interested in: Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and so on and so forth. And when you look at his stats this season, 30 games, 8 goals and 6 assists. That is 14 goal involvements for Mason Greenwood. That is really huge. When you look at Vitor Roque, right? When you look at Vitor Roque's stats this season, he has managed to play 11 and score 2 goals at Barcelona. And remember, Barcelona is having a 35-year-old striker, that is Lewandowski. And you ask yourself here that does this guy has the urge to obviously get into the fight with Rasmus Højlund? And that's why I obviously talk about players like Zikazi. I talk about players like Benjamin Šeško, and there is a huge update about Benjamin Šeško. For those that really follow us on Twitter, you've gone ahead to obviously understand what that update is in there, because his agent was at Old Trafford, meaning that Man United is looking at Benjamin Šeško, and I really love Benjamin Šeško. I just love him because he's that kind of striker that I would fancy to come in through and really play for the club of Man United. Now, we all know that there is even a 20% that Getafe is supposed to get on the sale of Mason Greenwood. You understand? Now, if there is that 20%, that they're supposed to get. Now, who pays it? If at all we do a swap with Real Madrid, the player will be valued like 40 million euros or pounds, and that means we should get like 10 million pounds or euros and pay it to the team where he has been. Now, that is all getting on the money we are supposed to spend. All I want is to see Man United registering a profit of 40 million pounds onto their balance sheet. That is it. You get? That's what I want to see. Us getting in 40 million pounds for Mason Greenwood. That is it. And that's what we want. But it will depend on how speedy these people do this deal. Especially Sergio Ratcliffe and Dave Bracewell, Joan Cloud, Jason Willox, name it, on how fast they react to do this deal, because we need that money in. We need that money in. And I know teams very serious onto Mason Greenwood. Juventus is, Barcelona is, Chelsea is, and the other two Premier League clubs that haven't gone ahead to be mentioned, that have gone ahead obviously coming through and contact Man United onto Mason Greenwood. So we wait and see how that pans out, but I cannot really come out and really say Vitor Roque is a bad player. He's a very good player, but at Mason Greenwood, I want money. I want money and a resale clause. That's the amount of money that we want. So I wouldn't really leave this video before I tell you how confused the agent of this guy is and why I might not want him at the club of Man United, because his agent makes a lot of noise. It's always better to always have an agent who obviously sorts his things out with the manager internally. But the moment this agent of this boy went ahead to obviously shift goalpost, I was like, he cannot come to Man United. Now, this is what was said in March. He said his agent is known as, is it Curry? The truth is that there is a queue of clubs ready to pay 50 million euros even now for Vitor Roque. Victor will not go anywhere, even if he's loaned out. He's determined to succeed at Barcelona. Have you heard those words? You know, he added and said, Victor is happy at Barcelona and there is no chance for a loan. He's very good physically and mentally. He's waiting for some minutes to prove it on the field. Xavi loves him very much. He said that on the 25th of March. Now, let's go to what he was going to say this month at the commencement of May. Do you know what he said? He said, everyone saw that against PSG. Barcelona needed a goal and they could have benefited by having another 9. In many games, they needed fresh legs up to press, but if Xavi doesn't see that way, then patience. But we cannot continue like this. How many months later? 1.5 months later, he says this. Now, if you really look at how many players have gone ahead to obviously be affected by their playing time at Man United, have you had their agents come out and really speak? Look at Ericsson, you know. Look at Amrabat, you know. You can talk about Amad Diallo, you know. Their agent come out and speak positively, you know. Their arguments are kept internally, and this is why I believe he's not the right person to bring in through the club of Man United, because it would be like we're bringing another Paul Pogba with another agent like Mino Raiola, right? The agent also added and said, it would be nice if he played some full matches. Xavi must show confidence to an important asset of the club. He wants to show his quality. Look at Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid. It took 2.5 years to see his quality. Let Victor play. You hear the agent? You hear the agent? Then he also added and said it's not logical to sign a Brazilian international, bring him here, and start playing him from the first day. Then another game, and then no more. Then he scores 2 goals and then disappeared. Xavi does not even talk to the boy. You understand? So these differences are supposed to be kept in between the agent and the manager. But the moment the manager comes out in a public eye, the player hasn't even gone ahead to do a preseason with Barcelona. You know, this is what beats my understanding. And that's why I tell you, I cannot allow this deal to happen. You can't be having an agent who acts like a mercenary. You get? The agent of Vitor Roque acts like a mercenary, guys. You get? He added again that he will not leave on loan. If he leaves, it will be a permanent transfer. No one understands why Xavi doesn't play him and doesn't even speak to Vitor Roque. It's not right. We will discuss his future with Barcelona. Now, tell me, if you've just gone ahead to deal with players like Sancho, Ronaldo, and you've shown them the exit door, you would love to have a player whose agent speaks out like that and the player is really mute. Meaning that the agent is the mouthpiece of this guy. And each and every time they're really having a very bad relationship, the agent won't keep quiet. We've gone ahead to see very many players suffering at clubs, but to keep your reputation and your options open, you have to keep quiet. That's why I tell you, he's not the guy I would love to see United bring in, because with limited playing time, yet Barcelona is going to be having a very huge a very huge preseason. The boy has not gone ahead to be called in the Copa America. That means he will start training with Barcelona instantly or imminently. The agent didn't even look at that. He was like, we should leave. The agent is a mercenary. He knows that when he leaves to another club, he's going to really get in more money. That is it. You know? And for Barcelona, they've gone ahead to make a decision of also letting the guy go, because you cannot keep a player with such a very huge discipline. You know? If it's the reporters like Roger Torello who come out and said, Vitor Roque is very hurt. He doesn't understand why Barca signed him early. Those close to Vitor Roque say that Xavi never speaks to him and that all communication is cut off. The player is very sad. Now, he first went ahead to release this story through a journalist. And that would have been the best way for him to release it through the journalist, the likes of Fabrizio Romano, right? And not to come out and really put it out himself. That was bad. And I don't know how many clients he has, but he's trying to act like a Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola was the agent of Paul Pogba, Erling Haaland, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Jesse Lingard, and very many other people. You get? I think also once ahead managed Mourinho. So he was like the agent. How can you come out and really say this, yourself? This story was really great. Leak it to Roger Torello, really leak it to big journalists and influencers who really have what we call a big influence, and you won't really regret, such that you keep a very good rapport between the manager and the player. And I think there are things that Barcelona have gone ahead to keep quiet at, that this young boy has gone ahead to do, because if your agent speaks like that, that means the situation at the at the training ground of Barcelona is really intolerable. You cannot tolerate it. That's why it has gone ahead to come out like that. So for me, I'm just looking at it, asking myself, are we bringing in another monster? Eric Ten Hag being a disciplinarian at Man United, we shouldn't make another mistake, because Sancho's story on things that went ahead to do that saw him really banned from Man United by Eric Ten Hag until he issued an apology were things that he used to do at Borussia Dortmund, and we never did a thorough search about this player. Now, do you recommend us to obviously fall into the same trap to go in for a player who has an agent who acts like that? No way. No way. We don't. I cannot really see that happen. And to show you that Barcelona is fed up of this young boy and they spent 40 million euros for, we are having Cadena Sa confirming to us that Deco has decided that Vitor Roque will not continue with FC Barcelona next season. He will ask his agent for either a loan or a permanent transfer. Xavi believes that Roque isn't reliable and the sports management agrees with him. So, this boy came in at Barcelona, and it was like he was promised he's going to be getting to the starting 11 of Barcelona imminently. That's why he downplayed Man City, Man United, Chelsea. There were like 6 teams that were interested in Vitor Roque. And to really blame the side of of Barcelona too, I think the player and the agent are acting like this because they were sold a lie. They were sold a lie that when they come in here, they are going to be given what we call ample playing time. Something that hasn't gone ahead to come to materialization. And these are the results. I tell you what, these are the results of what they went ahead to sow. Because in this world, you reap what you sow. And exactly, they've gone ahead to reap what they sowed. But a decision has gone ahead to be made. They are going to really loan this player or get him sold. But you know what the agent said. It's not a loan. They want a permanent move to leave Barcelona. The big question is, will there be any team that will come out to pay Barcelona the amount of money they want? That is the huge question. And the answer is simple. Is there any stupid agent who can come out, obviously put out a statement like that without having confirmations from other teams that they are willing to sign the player? Do you think that that agent is there? Meaning that the moment the agent comes out and really throws that stone, into the bush, he knows that whatever comes in through the player will be the hugest winner. Meaning that there are very many clubs that are willing to obviously come in through and do the needful. And you've gone ahead to see how Sanchez is going ahead you've seen how Sanchez has gone ahead to really exonerate himself. And if at all I'm Barcelona, I cannot come out and dance to the tunes of these people, especially the agent, that we only need a permanent deal. No, because I know Vitor Roque. He's a very talented guy. And the moment you give him a team where he's going to go ahead and really play on a loan, he will come out and really feature very well, score those goals. After scoring those goals, he'll turn out to be the hero. And trust me, he'll be like 80 million euros worth because he'll get you those goals. He'll score those goals. He's a very good striker, I tell you. I've seen him, but for me, what tempts me to keep him away from not even being part of the swap deal between him and Greenwood is because of his character, of his agent. That really is a red flag for me. And I hope you guys all agree with me that that's really a very huge red flag for a person of his caliber to come out and really put out something like that. So that is it. That's going to have to come in from Mundo Deportivo, that in England they are discussing a deal of Vitor Roque and Mason Greenwood. Why Vitor Roque to Man United? Manchester United is still looking in for another striker, right? They're looking in for another striker, and they want to see to it that he comes in through and really competes with Rasmus Højlund. And I'm really excited that the board has gone ahead to go young. I haven't gone ahead to see us linked to those grown-up strikers, something that I really hate most. I like it most when we are linked to strikers that are really good. You get? I'm just excited about that, and I tell you what, it's really gonna go down well for me and the people in there. If at all we go in for Benjamin Šeško, Vitor Roque, because I don't like him, but when the player joins Man United, you have to come out and really back him. But my biggest happiness is we are looking in for young players. We are looking at young strikers. That is really very important, because Rasmus has gone ahead to give us, is it 14 goals this season, right? 14 this season, and he still has some more 3 games to go. You never know what he's going to offer. With the entire team returning, especially Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, you never know what we are going to be like and how our creativity is going to look like into the final third of the pitch. Roque David is my name. Your thoughts on to Greenwood, to Barcelona, Vitor Roque to Man United. What do you make about it? I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below. Roque David is my name. Don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers, 17,200 subscribers on this channel, and all will be well for us here. You understand? So that's what I had for you in here, and I sign out for now. See you later, and bye bye, my mates.